Hey there guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is all about my beginner's guide to weight loss. So if you're someone that needs to lose weight, you're thinking about losing weight, this is the video for you. So I've lost a lot of weight throughout my life, fairly quickly. I know a lot about weight loss, and I learned it the hard way from not knowing anything. So just a background on how I learned really. I started off losing weight basically just by doing the things that people typically think are healthy, you know, changing all of my sort of unhealthy snacks to fruit, and doing, you know, as much exercise as I possibly could. That worked up to a point, but obviously you need to learn about calorie counting and that kind of thing if you want to do it long term, if you've got a large amount of weight to lose. Otherwise you'll hit a wall and you won't be able to continue losing weight. You'll just work, you know, the first 10 pounds or so, and then after that you'll struggle. So calorie counting is the most important thing when you're starting to lose weight, when you're thinking about, you know, starting weight loss. You need to learn about calorie counting. Now these days it's easier than ever, because you have access to things like the MyFitnessPal app, where you can calorie count. You just write in the food that you've eaten, and in there it's got all of the calories for that particular food, and it's got, you know, serving sizes and all of that kind of thing. So it's easy to count calories there, and you keep that as a log. It's free, it's easy to do. So calorie counting is important because we each have a maintenance amount of calories. So the typical male needs about 2,500 calories a day on average to maintain your current weight. So if you want to lose weight, you need to eat below that amount. You need to eat less than 2,500. And if you want to lose weight reasonably fast, it needs to be, you know, a significant decrease. You know, 500 calories or more you need to decrease. So 500 calories, for example, if you do a 500 calorie deficit across 7 days, that adds up to 3,500 calories, and there are 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. So, you know, if you want to lose a pound a week, you need a deficit of 500 calories. If you want to lose 2 pounds a week, 1,000 calories. 3 pounds, 1,500, which is practically impossible for most people. I would not go over 1,000 calorie deficit. 500 is a lot easier to do long term. You can do 1,000 calories, especially if you're quite overweight. It's easier because obviously you've got more calories, you know, that maintain your current weight there. So you've got more that you can drop the amount. But if you, for example, you're a small woman and you've got a few pounds to lose, your maintenance calories is probably around 1,800 or something like that, especially if you're not very active. So if you drop that by 1,000, you could only eat 800 calories a day, and then you start, you know, becoming malnourished and that kind of thing. So not everyone can lose the same, you know, can diet to that same amount, you know, to that extreme. People that are smaller, it's better off just to do a small 500 calorie deficit there. If you're a lot bigger, typically men, you can do 1,000 calorie deficit, because then you can still eat 1,500. It's still quite a lot of food, especially if the foods that you change to are high volume healthy foods, sweet potatoes, vegetables, you know, those kind of things, because they'll fill you up quickly, because they've got a large amount of volume for a low amount of calories. So that's the main thing you need to learn to lose weight. If you know about calories, you can lose weight. Whatever diet you're doing, calories is the most important factor there. Now I'm a massive fan of intermittent fasting, where you have a window of 16 hours where you don't eat, and then you just eat within an 8-hour period. For me, that's very useful. It makes dieting easier, just because you eat all your food within a small period of time, and you know, it's harder to eat too much, because within 8 hours, if you start with a big meal, you're not going to be hungry again for a few hours, and before you know it, the 8 hours is going to be up. You just don't have that much time to eat. So, and you feel full as well. And once you get used to that 16-hour fast, it's not that difficult, especially as, you know, most of that time you are asleep. So for me, intermittent fasting was a big factor, that that made me able to maintain my weight loss, because at the moment, even though I'm not doing a huge, a strict diet, a massive weight loss diet or anything, I'm just trying to lose a couple of pounds. Intermittent fasting, I still do when I'm at maintenance, when I'm not trying to lose any weight, just because I like it. I enjoy it. It allows you to eat big meals without gaining weight, because you can eat within that time. Not that I'm encouraging there that you do massive cheat meals and binges and that kind of thing, but it just allows you, you can go out, and even when you're on a diet, you can go out and eat with your friends, and it's not something that's forbidden, like on a lot of traditional diets where you got your 5 small meals. It's just something that works better with a social life, with friends, with family, just because that 8-hour eating window as well is typically will be when you'll be invited to places and things like that, because it's from, like, I do from 12 noon up until 8 PM. So if someone invites you out, for lunch or for dinner, then you'll be able to eat within those times. And if they're the only couple of meals you eat, you'll be able to eat, normally in a restaurant or whatever. So, intermittent fasting can help as well. That's a good option there. It's just another tool you can use to help make weight loss more enjoyable, easier, and help it sort of become more of a lifestyle, so you can maintain that weight loss at the end of it, really. So once you know about calorie counting, you could try intermittent fasting there. One thing to note is, once you lose a bit of weight, you need to recalculate your diet, because your calorie needs will change. If you lose 20 pounds, you'll need to lower the amount by, for example, 200 calories or so. You need to do, there's calculators online to work out your energy expenditure, but you need to work out what your new maintenance calories are. Otherwise your weight loss will stall, because you'll be, once you've lost weight, you don't need as many calories, and so the deficit won't be the same. That 500 calorie deficit will no longer be a 500 calorie deficit. It'll be, a 300 or a 200. So you will need to, lower that a bit more then, once you start to lose some weight. You can't just keep it eating the calories of a 500 pound person when you've lost 200 pounds. Your energy needs change. So another little tip there with when you're first starting weight loss now is exercise. Now, exercise, you don't need to do exercise. I'm not going to tell you that you need to do exercise. Obviously, for health reasons, it's great for the body, for the mind, but you don't need to do an exercise to lose weight. You don't need to do any exercise. You can sit in your bed and you can lose weight. It's not needed, but it will help, and it will help with your sort of mental well-being there as well, your motivation on the diet, because when you do a bit of exercise, it makes you feel motivated. When you've been to the gym, you've burnt off some calories, you've lifted some weights, you feel good about yourself, and you're less likely then to go and eat 3 litres of ice cream afterwards. So exercise is always good to do, good to include in the diet, whether it be weightlifting, cardio, both. If you're very overweight, you need to look at the type of exercise that you're going to be doing. Maybe even just walking, is very painful. I know I experienced that when I was very overweight. Just walking for a couple of hours, all of my ankles would be hurting, my knees, and I'd be in quite a lot of pain. So if you are very overweight, consider swimming. I always recommend swimming if you're very overweight, just because there's no pressure on your joints there. The water supports your weight, and you burn quite a lot of calories off swimming as well. Obviously you might be a bit self-conscious to do that, but you could go very early in the mornings or something like that. Or if you're lucky enough to have your own pool, then you'll be fine there. Another option, of course, cycling. In the gym they have those sort of stationary bikes. That's fairly easy. There's not a lot of pressure on the joints there again. It's not like running, where all of your weight's pounding on your knees. That's a bit easier to do. It's not as enjoyable as other exercise, in my opinion. I don't like cycling. Never enjoyed it much. I typically do rowing. That's pretty much the only cardio I do other than walking. That's what I enjoy. So if it's something you enjoy, you're more likely to stick with it as well. So just take it down, try different things, see what you enjoy, and you need to think of this as, your new life. You don't want to be thinking, I'm just going to do this while I'm dieting. I'm just going to do this to burn a few extra calories, then I'll go back to watching Netflix all day. You need to make this a new lifestyle for yourself. Otherwise it will never be permanent, and you will never lose weight and maintain weight long term, and you'll just be struggling, yo-yo dieting, and it's not enjoyable. I've struggled with that. You want to make, the objective of this is you want to make a new lifestyle for yourself, a healthy lifestyle in which you maintain that healthy weight. And incorporating these different things, it can help you to do that. So good luck with your diets. I hope this video has been of help to you guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, write me a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.